Hello, everybody. Joe Bag of Donuts here. Just had to finish to wait for that bird to do its little trill that it did again in the middle when I was talking. And welcome back for another episode of Utawarerumono, Mask of Truth, where I actually had a really hard time doing that intro right there because I've never gone off script like that for an intro in 5 years. So, damn, wild shit. Also, 5 years. Rest in peace, original channel with Muv Love Extra and Unlimited, and the first 12 episodes of Alternative, and the long lost, incomplete playthrough of Little Busters. You hate to see it, but I was unaware of YouTube's strict, content guidelines at the time, which are complete bullshit, mind you. I've seen raw, unedited sex scenes in visual novels on YouTube before. I even went through the trouble of editing them in order to block everything out. However, I think what tripped up the content system, the little automated system, is that I was reading everything out loud, and even read speech counts as pornographic content by YouTube's guidelines. So, oops. You live and you learn. Anywho, recording late again. Yesterday, I was honestly just playing FF14. I'm getting back into it. Finishing up all the side content in Shadowbringers before I can start up Endwalker. I know. I have 16,000 hours in that game, and I'm not even up to current. Because I'm a psychopath that does everything in an expansion before I move on to the next one. Also, I just get in crafting and gathering grinds where I just decide, you know what? I'm going to spend literally 2 weeks just mining crafting material crystals, the currency you use to initiate a craft, because I'm it looks real nice when I have 9,999 of every single one, and then a month that goes by of me playing 4 hours a day, and it's woo. That happens a couple times, and then the next thing you know, you have the better part of 2,000 hours into a game where you're not even current. So that's fun. On the plus side, it means I'm pretty well acclimated with the system, so I'm not going to say I'm super good at it because I don't do extremes or ultimates. I can do extremes if I watch a video and I'm yeah, I can do it after 1 or 2 tries. I just don't have a group to do them with, so I don't. And then the ones I could do are even current, so no one's doing them. Maybe one day. In a couple more years at this rate, I'll finally be current. But that's neither here nor there. I got distracted doing that yesterday, and then I decided to get back on my Japanese kanji practice grind set. So I ordered some new notebooks, which are fantastic, by the way. I'm really, really satisfied with them. It's essentially just a grid paper notebook. They're Japanese, of course, very authentic. So that way I'm doing cultural immersion. It's not a weeb obsession, I promise. But the quality is very nice. They come with little stickers for you to put on them. Not stupid stickers, but this is the sticker for you to write the title of what the notebook is. And then it's got a thing on the inside where you can stick it in and say what volume number it is, what the start and finish date is, who it's from, what the book is, all that stuff. Was it MD Notebook from Midori? Good stuff. I like it. And then I also got some really nice pens. Super cheap, too. It was $10 for a set of, what is this? 12 pens. It just says gel ink pen, Japanese style pen set. Because I can't actually read the maker because it's all in kanji. Which is why I'm practicing, so that way I would be able to read it. But they're really nice. They're gel pens, but they're really thin point. It's 0.35 millimeter, which is super thin. I like gel pens because they glide and write smoothly, but the thing I've always hated about them is they write so thick that when you're trying to do fine character work, like I'm trying to do here, it kind of smudges together. But these, since they write so thin, you don't have to worry about that. I like them. I like them a lot. I've only written with them for a day so far, but they're really fucking good. And I am happy with how cheap they were. I wasn't kidding. They're $10 for a pack of 12 of these good pens. like less than $1 per pen. Fucking blows Bic out of the water. Anywho, that's pretty much all I've been doing. I'm tired right now because I just ate dinner, which was a big old tub of like takeaway chicken udon from a like Korean Japanese fusion place down the road, where surprisingly, it's one of those fusion places where it's like, oh shit, both styles of food is really good. You know, like if you go to like small town, middle of nowhere, and they have like an Asian fast food place, and it's like, or a fusion place, and it's like Chinese, Thai, Japanese fusion on the front, and you go in there, and everyone that works there is white, and it's like, ugh. And then you get the food, and it's like, yeah, this is all right. Like, sure, I guess this constitutes the dish name, you know, what you serve me. But it just doesn't, like, I know this is going to sound stupid, but it doesn't have that, like, je ne sais quoi of the flavor. It's like, yeah, this is just, like, all the ingredients put together. It doesn't mesh. It doesn't really blend very well. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I'm not, like, a culinary expert, but, like, I know, for a fusion place, the fusion of the dish, of the ingredients in order to, like, actually make it and, like, have the flavor pop just, like, doesn't happen. But this place is really good. It probably helps that, like, everyone that works there is Asian. It's like when you go to a Mexican food place, you know it's going to be fire when everyone in the back is speaking Spanish. You're like, let's go! And that's my little relatable bit for the day. You know. I'm not going to take up, I was going to say stand-up. That wasn't even stand-up. So I'm definitely not going to quit my day job now. Anywho, 7 minutes. Let's get the ball on the rolling. Yep, Nozari, we beat Tokifusa. He sucks. He's dead. Nozari, we're wooing her because her dad wants grandkids. So, let's go. Ooh, we actually get to choose now again. Do we go to the hall? Or do we go to the hall? Or do we go to the courtyard? We'll go to the courtyard. Nope. I examined the long clay tubes lined up outside. I even pick up a few, taking a closer look at the craftsmanship and prodding at their curves. Nekane nods, looking reassured. If we're setting these up in the mountains, they'll have to be durable, and we'll have to be able to maintain them. It took a few prototypes, but it's finally complete. We've even settled on an adhesive to hold the whole network together, some combination of plaster and resin. At this point, we have all the details worked out, in theory at least. I nod decisively. What, for the location to lay down the pipework? I pull oh god, I can't speak. This is what I get after trying to record. After an entire day of speaking to my class, and then eating, so now I'm tired. And now, speaking to record, I'm already fucking up. I'm snowballing. I'm sundowning. It's getting dark early. I got early onset Alzheimer's. I pull the folded map out of my robes and unfold it for Nekane to see. The map details the geographic formation around the lake area, with a large red line drawn over it. Pointing to the red line, I speak to Nekane.
今、測量の結果に合わせて、水路の設置場所を浅く掘り進んでいる最中だ。投函の数が揃う頃には、ここから順次運び出し、湖を目指して埋設していくだけになっているだろう。
Gross.
いよいよかな。
Personally, I think it would be better to like build like base camps along the route and then move them to like in mass there and then distribute them out to where you need them instead of literally just bringing it one by one going down the line. So that way you can have like multiple sections being built at once and then just connecting them when they meet up. I glance up at the voice, seeing Kuon examining the earthenware pipes with keen interest.
いよいよだ。まさかこんな一大事業になるとはな。やればなんとかなるもんだな。 いずれは水の供給が追いつかなくなるだろう。その前に目処が立ったのは喜ばしいことだ。
そうだね。
Kua nods, resolute.
明日からはそれがしも現場に出て陣頭指揮を取ろう。クオンには工事の進行度合いを見定め、事業全体を統括してもらいたいが、頼めるか？
もちろん。
It is her little passion project after all. Half a month of work went into constructing the waterway. Oh, that was real quick. I mean, I guess you're just slapping pipes together. By our estimates, this should have been finished already. The soldiers were reassigned to assist. I didn't want this problem lasting any longer. When the last pipes were complete, the gathered soldiers streamed up and down the mountains in a long cycle of carrying them out. Though we had the soldiers on our side, it was hard work. Most of the pipes had to be set off the roads in the steep, unforgiving mountains.
これが最後の荷だ。みんな、急いでくれ。
Nozory's underlings hoisted the pipes on their shoulders, steadily heading up the mountain path. Along the side, Nozory barks orders through some cone-shaped contrivance.
ほら、1、2、1、2。えい、まどろっこしい。後ろを開けるのだ。私にも。
姉上がそういうのでしたら、僕もご一緒させてください。
ああ、なんとしてでも今日中に完成させるぞ。
Nozory and Ogi take up pipes for themselves as well. And so the group forges onward and upward through the treacherous mountain trail.
どうだ、まだつかないのか？
姉上、頑張ってください。もうすぐです。
A canteen and towel are presented before Nozory's eyes. She takes them gratefully, wiping the sweat from her brow. As the sun begins to dip in the sky, Nozory and Ogi appear over the ridge, the rear guard of our pipe-toting convoy. I advance to meet them near the lake. Seeing their faces, I slowly ask.
ノスリ、これで投函は最後か？
Nozory glances behind her uncertainly, checking for other parties. Ogi murmurs helpfully.
他の場所には届け終わっています。これで最後かと。
Nozory nods at her brother's words, confidence renewed.
私たちで最後のはずだ。
よし、ヤクトールとこれを頼む。任せるじゃない。
Jackwell takes the final pipe from Nozory's hands, ambling to the water gate with the big clay bulk under his arm.
やれやれ、いくつはめ込んだかね。
Well, you better be good at it by now, then. Is it just gonna keep making noise? Jackwell carefully fits it into its specified position.
よし、あとは水を流して確かめるだけだな。
I turn, waving broadly towards the water gate. At my signal, Cuba carefully opens the duct, and water cascades out. Overflowing for a brief moment, everybody watched with bated breath. And then, in an even stream, water flows into the wide-mouthed earthenware pipes. A ragged cheer goes up from the gathered throng of weary workers.
やりましたね、兄上。
いや、まだ安心はでき
Now
ない。
you gotta survey it.
だが、使用を重ね問題点を潰していけば、いずれこの水が大いに国を潤すことになるだろう。
Did you put like breakpoints in the system where you can like shut it off downstream in case you need to do repairs? Like every mile or so, you know, put in essentially like a valve.
はい、本格的に運用されれば生活用水はかなりの部分補われます。
At least that's what I would do. That would be like the smart thing.
それにこれを拡張していけば畑にも水を送れますね。
Cuba speaks with rare passion, watching the flow through the pipes with clear excitement.
戦の勝利よりも民の暮らしに喜びを見出す。
What man doesn't feel joy in the great successes of civil infrastructure?
キューラは
Securing a new source of water could really help us develop this country as well. And with this, maybe the heavy atmosphere in the land may finally start to lift.
これでひとまずできることはやった。水門を監視する者を残して撤収しよう。この吉報を持ち帰れば 正常もお喜びになるはずだ。
お疲れ様。
Kuon comes out to greet the group's return, muddy but triumphant.
よかった。その様子だと工事は問題なさそうかな。
ああ、なかなかの突貫工事だったが、ひとまず水は通せた。まだまだ
So-
これからだがな。
Do we have like a big cistern dug to like act as like a big, well, cistern to store the water? Or is it just like coming out and then going right into the fields? Or like now that it's here, where's it going?
貯水は順調か。
Yeah.
ゆっくりとだけど。
I guess they did talk about they did have like water storage here. Like not just wells, they had, you know, I don't know how they're storing the water, but I'd imagine something like that. Kuon glances to the reservoir lake in the castle grounds. The water seems filled about halfway. It's not quite where we need it to be, but the water flow has only just started.
この調子でいけば、毎日それなりの量の水を消費しても問題ないだろう。
I readily accept the towel from Kuon, dabbing at my neck with it.
しかしこうも汗だくで泥だらけでは、クオンではないが、湯の張った風呂に浸かりたいものだ。
I'm gonna assume they do have like a valve or something to turn it off when they're not using it. Like when it does get full, so they're not just like spilling water everywhere and wasting it. And for some reason, Kuon giggles.
そう言うと思ったかな。
ん？
ちょっといい？
どうした？
Kuon seizes my hand and pulls me along until we reach an unfamiliar shack. I can see smoke rising from the back.
いつの間にこんな小屋が以前はなかったはずだよな。これは一体。
びっくりすると思うな。
Kuon opens the door, and before our eyes,
これは。
the rising blanket is steam, and a tub filled to the brim with hot water. This is...
風呂か。
Alright, that's a little bigger than a shack, my guy. But I guess in comparison to the castle, yeah, I guess it is a shack.
オジトルたちが水路を引いている間にみんなでこっそり作ったんだ。
Damn, you actually put some like work into it too.
ああ、言っておくけど、私の一存ってわけじゃないんだからね。
I was expecting like a fucking oil drum with like a campfire underneath it. Be like, yep, warm up.
言ってないだけで、そう誘導したんだろうな、きっと。
水路を作ってくれる人たちをねぎらえる何かを作ろうって。アンジュはもちろん、みんなが賛同してくれたの。
それで風呂か、クオンらしいというか。
Nice. No more, you know, stinky steam baths.
ご褒美にはぴったりでしょ。
Which, I mean, they do work, but, you know, it's not... It doesn't feel as nice, you know, like good long soap.
ああ。
疲労回復には一番だし、病気の予防にも役立つと思うかな。
I meet Kuon's mischievous, expectant look with a nod of gratitude.
ありがとう、クオン。今これ以上の優越は望めまい。
じゃあ、こっちがお得意だから、ごゆっくり。
Damn, it's got a second wing too? Luck.
さてと。
I surveyed the tub. The hot water is extremely inviting. This is quite an impressive sight. The bath is large enough that a number of adults could stretch out comfortably. Containing my reaction, I cast off my robe.
では、早速一っ風呂浴びることにするか。
God damn, Nosery, you just got him out like that? Alright. Kuon leans on the border of the bath, content. Nearby, Nosery floats serenely on the water's surface, with arms and legs splayed out, eyes closed, and expression peaceful. Atsui, naturally, already has a couple open bottles nearby her. She's turning a bit red, but it's not just from the heat. However, Ududu and Sarada make no effort to get into the water, staring instead at the dividing wall. Damn, right up in front, huh? Not leaving much to the imagination there. Hopefully YouTube's fine with this one. Stuffing soap and towels into a pail, the duo attempt to sidle out of the bath as inconspicuously as possible.
ちょっと待ったどこへ行くつもりかな
Early, Kuan seizes them, preventing their escape.
なぜ主様のお背中を流すのは私たちの義
Give
務
the
です
man a bit to breathe on his own,
場
would
合
ya?
によってはそれ以上のそれも私たちに課せられた使命ですからだからそれがダメだって言ってるの
Grabbing them from behind, Kuan keeps a firm grip as she pulls them slowly back.
女の子をそれも裸の子を男湯に行かせるわけにはいかないんだけれど
But she knows that won't be enough reason to stop the two of them.
こうなったらほらちゃんと汗を流してほんのりと石鹸の香りをさせた方が殿方も喜ぶと思うよ
No, some like that bit of a crime.
二人とも
Makes it
お湯のお
real.
風呂は久しぶりだしそういう湯上がりの艶っぽさはきっと押しとるのね主様が喜ぶ
Sure. Almost immediately, the pair start lathering themselves up, as if in competition with each other, beginning to wash themselves thoroughly. From the looks of them, it'll be a while before they're satisfied with the results. Relieved, Kuan darts a quick glance at the boundary separating them from the men's bath.
これで少しはのんびりできるかな長湯をされたらまた大変になるけど
Yeah, don't want to exfoliate too much and, like, completely remove your skin.
久しぶりにお願いできる
And so, time rolls lazily on in the women's bath, its occupants comfortable and content. On the other side, in the men's bath. Yeah, I was about to say what shenanigans are, afoot in here. With, like, Jacques Wald and Ogi. Yeah. Oh, and Kyuru, I guess.
シナモンは目ざといのクオンが作った世だけの特製石鹸じゃこれで誰もがイチコロなんじゃぞイチコロ
Well, I guess there's a little bit for everyone here, huh? Also, Ogi, what do you have? Ah, they're ducks, but they're not ducks. They're the birds that Kokobo are.
これで参らんやつはまずおらんとクオンは言っておったシナモンも強くなるぞよしせっかくじゃ世がおのしら
Do we really have to listen to Anshu?
ほれまずは猫に背を向けるのじゃ姫でか往生際が悪いぞあんねんせんかほれそうなったわ世に断りなく
She's gonna pass you. She's gonna pass you, Anju.
仲間だと信じておったのに
Use your royal authority to make her dinner portion smaller so she becomes malnourished. Yep, har 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 har. It's really not that stimulating, but... Though I guess it is necrotic, so... Looking at Kyuru, over half of his face appears to be submerged, bubbling furiously. As if unable to hold back any longer, Kyuru stands up from the water. Yeah, it's called being an adult. From the women's bath, we hear many matters being avidly discussed, comparing chess, methods by which their size might be changed, and aching shoulders. Kyuru finds himself unable to respond, and sinks mutely back into the water. Yeah, just don't listen if it's bothering you.
経験不足ですね。何事も慣れですよ。
そんなんじゃこの先思いやられるね。
Give him time, give him time. Jackwell takes a swig from his glass, exhaling loudly in contentment.
あの戯れを魚に一杯やれるようなら一人前なのだがな。
Now, you having hot sake or is it chilled that you're just having in the bath?
兄上
Because hot sake is really good too.
いいかキュール、楽しみというのはどんな状況でも
As I stand to deliver my impassioned lecture, I hear shouting from the entrance.
おしとる様。
Looking over, I can see it. It's the soldiers that have been involved in the labor. Standing straight, they address me with clear eagerness.
我らも湯に使ってよろしいでしょうか。
Yeah, hop in, dude. I survey the troops. Naturally, they're covered in muds from their efforts. I don't have the heart to send them away like this.
無論お前たちも自分で引いた湯を存分に味わうがよい。
Maybe take some pails, though, and, like, rinse yourself before you get into the bath proper.
おお、おしとる様のお許しが出たぞ。
Word spreads through the soldiers to the back of the group. Yep, cram in. Shoulder to shoulder, everyone.
あれ
As Kuon wrestles the twins away from the exit once again, she pauses. Her gaze falls back upon the boundary separating them and the men's bath.
男湯もなんだか賑やかになったかな。そういえば
The Tia, who had been sitting to the side of the bath to cool off a bit, looks hesitantly towards the other side. The men's side, so quiet earlier, was now oddly loud.
あちらにはオシトル様やヤクトワルト様もいらっしゃいますし、お酒でも
What, you don't hear the cacophony of like a myriad voices over there?
久しぶりのお風呂だからはしゃぎたくなって当然だものね。
Kuon smiles despite herself at the thought of everybody growing closer through this bath. No, they're close, all right.
あ、兄上
Oh god, it's FF7. Is Bubby here? The soldiers charge in. Whatever this place's maximum capacity is, we're definitely exceeding it. The men don't bother to wash themselves off, bounding one by one into what was once a vast and spacious bath. I eventually lose track of Kiryu in the sudden crowd.
待て、そんな大勢は
Standing in the tub, I was mobbed immediately by the others.
何か踏みましたね。極上の霜降り肉のように妙に柔らかかったですね。
こんなおしくらまんじゅうじゃ。いつも
I'm not gonna think about what that could possibly be.
奴らは死ぬ前に我が身だけを守れ。
Yep, every man for himself.
誰だ、こんな状況で酒を飲み始めるな。どうか、どうやって飲んでる。
Just passing the bottle around, dude. All eager to get to the front of the pack, the sweaty and muddy soldiers storm in. The bath soon becomes a musky cocktail of muscle and chaos. The place packs tighter and tighter, and soon the enclosure is filled with the nose-obliterating funk of man sweat.
肉で視界が遮られ、身動きすら取れない。
I mean, someone's into it. I can feel myself being pushed out of the tub, but there's not much I can do about it. My consciousness wavering.
果たしてここに湯があったのか。
This is truly hell on earth.
少し待ってもらえばよかった。
Hindsight, as always, is 2020. The extreme heat and the masculine stink makes for a deadly combo. I start to feel faint.
このままでは早く脱出しないとやばい。キル、それがしは先に出ているぞ。
待ってください。
Yeah, we're going to the other side. Fuck this shit.
あ、兄上、今お尻にグニッとしたものが。
Don't worry about it, dude. It just happens. As long as it stays squishy and it doesn't change its consistency, you're fine. I hear a frantic voice similar to Kiryu's ring out from somewhere in the sea of beef. No time to hesitate.
一刻も早くここから逃げ出さ許せないんだキム。
Without looking back, heading straight for the exits, I part the wall of muscle. Experienced heaven and hell. Thanks, achievement.
すでに同盟となった諸侯へ時効の挨拶か。
What, we sending Christmas cards?
熱を冷まさぬためにもやっておくべきだが、さてどう書くか。猫根に代筆してもらいたいところなんだが、肝心の猫根を。
I don't know. What is Nekone doing?
ここにいたか。
兄上。
兄様、私をお探しだったのです。
Yeah, we need you to ghostwrite our holiday letters for us. As I peer into the hall, I see Nekone and Kyudu. For some reason, there's paper strewn
ど
everywhere.
うした？キュールも何か代筆を頼んでいたのか？
これはその。
The flustered Kyudu is darting nervous glances in Nekone's direction again and again. And suddenly I
おっ
realize...
と。なるほど、そうだ。邪魔であったか。
いえ、邪魔だなんて。
In contrast to Kyudu's flustered demeanor, Nekone sighs long-sufferingly, explaining with clear exasperation.
何を恥ずかしがってるですか。将来人の上に立つ者としてふさわしい書を書きたいと言ったのはキュールなのです。今さら隠すことではないのです。
猫根。
Yeah, what are we
まだ
doing?
キュールの気持ちに気づいてないのか。
No, well, of course not.
キュールがここまで持ち込むには紆余曲折があったろう。
He's got a spine made of wet
こん
cardboard.
なにもそっけないとは相変わらず罪作りな。
I place my hand on Kyudu's shoulder, shaking my head gravely.
兄上。
Just gonna have to settle for Shinanon, dude. Just gonna have to wait it out.
キュール、お前はよくやった。よくやったぞ。
兄上ですから、これはそういうことで
We
はな
gotta
く。
know when to fold them.
私は。
ではどういうことなのです？
Nekone advances on him with a serious expression, and Kyudu flinches without thinking.
どうって。それは。
それは？
す。
However, the words will not come out. As if finally making up his mind, Kyudu takes a deep breath. He faces Nekone, about to speak his true feelings, and...
うわあ、今日も見晴らし最高だぞ。
Shinanon bounds onto Kyudu and begins scaling him in a slow climb, treating him like a very anxious mountain. She seems in high spirits. Yep, wrapping her hands around your throat in order to support herself, she pulls herself up your back. I don't know how kids are. Like, not even like being soft with it, like really sinking her fingers into like your fucking windpipe and you're like, "Ah." Perhaps more importantly, part of her ascent appears to rely on gripping Kyudu's neck. He seems to be having trouble breathing.
いや悪いね。
It is grabbing onto that nice little choker you're wearing.
Oh?
Oh god, Kyudu, you are kind of slutty, huh? Wearing that thing, jeez. Shinanon's grip loosens, and the pressure fades from Kyudu's throat. We turn to see Jacquewald, cheerfully hoisting Shinanon in his arms.
ヤクトワルドさん。
今日のシナノンはいつにも増してご機嫌でね。しかし女一人に難儀するたキュールもまだまだ青いじゃない。
Jacquewald's teasing is casual and nonchalant like usual, but Kyudu's head droops miserably. Jacquewald cocks his head, noticing Kyudu's unexpected sensitivity.
ヤクトワルト。
I give him a meaningful nudge in the ribs, and he immediately notices the other girl present.
おっと、こいつはいけねえ。
He looks between the disheartened Kyudu and incredulous Nekone, who doesn't seem to catch the meaning behind the conversation.
となると、ここはお詫びも兼ねて取り持ってやらないといけないんじゃない？
Alright, let's see you work your magic. With that, Jacquewald starts speaking louder, with obvious affection.
そうそう。この後に及んで言うのもなんだが、キュールが本当に若様だったとはね。
Yeah, I gotta gas up your boy.
ああ、今さら何を？ずっと前から言ってたと思うですが。
Yeah, but you know, his recent actions, you know, have seen him in an entirely new light. You know, it's really bringing out his good points, huh? She seems a little exasperated by Jacquewald's unnatural outburst.
いやいや、話に聞くのと実際とは違うじゃない。
Uh-huh.
ほら、この魚、 川で釣りしてるのを見物してたら、その釣り人が若様にってな。
Jacques lifts a basket from his waist. Inside of it, we can see a lot of different fresh-caught fish, both large and small.
頼んでもないのに、わざわざ若様にってことづけてくるのは、よほど民に慕われて
Do
る
you know
っ
how
てこと
happy
なん
I'd
じゃ
be
ない
if somebody just like gave me a decent-sized rainbow trout? I'd be like, fuck yes, dude, let's go.
そうでしょうか。
Surprisingly, they sell them sometimes at the
それは祖父
at
が
the
焼いたから
commissary
で。
on base. Like if you go to the produce section, like the fresh meat where they have the chicken, they have like a little seafood off to the side. It's pretty fresh, but for some reason, like the strangest reason, sometimes there's like trout, and I'm like, who the fuck is like catching and packaging trout to send here? Like salmon, I get. Salmon is like a commonly farm-raised fish, but it's like, why is there just like brown and brook trout in the grocery store? Like where the fuck am I? Like hello?
キュールよ、謙遜もほどほどにな。お前を信頼しているそれがしの立つ瀬がないではないか。
But going camping and catching like decent brook trout and you know, rainbow trout from the lakes. A good way to cook them is you like gut them, and then you just wrap them in tin foil with like butter and seasoning, and throw them into the coals of the fire, and cook them like basically like a baked potato. Oh my god, they can be so good that way. Especially if they're like nice and airtight when you wrap them, so that way they're like sizzling and they soak in the butter and the butter gets absorbed in. It's like, oh. You just gotta watch for the little tiny bones, but so good.
兄上、
確かにキュールはまだ若く未熟かもしれぬ。しかし、今もこうして研鑽を積んでいるではないか。
I was highly disappointed when I moved down here. And when I got my fishing license, they're like, you can pay an extra, like, it's either $10 or $15 to get a trout tag on it, so that way you can catch trout when they're in season. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. I fucking love trout. Only to find out that the only place to catch trout here is they, like, stock one river, so it's stock trout. They're, like, farm-raised and then dumped into the river, and then you fish them out. And it's like, oh, this isn't fucking fun at all. Like, I'm used to going up to, like, the glacier lakes, you know, back up home in New England, up in the mountains, and it's like nice, cold, you know, fresh water, you know, streams and rivers and lakes, and you just catch them there, you know, au natural, free range, but they gotta get fucking stocked here. So it's like this shit sucks, dude.
持って生まれた人徳に知識や経験が合わされば、午前にも劣らぬ素晴らしき往路となることだろう。
It's like going to one of those ranches places. There's a King of the Hill episode about this for like hunting deer, where they just like attract the deer with feeders, and you just get in like a stand and you shoot them, and then they like clean and butcher and like give the meat to you. You don't even have to do anything. It's like, all right, this is just taking the entire sport out of it. Like you might as well just go online and fucking order it.
そんな兄上まで。
まあ研鑽というが、それも猫根の気を引くためだから恐縮するのも仕方がないか。しかしここはキュールが将来性のある男だと知る。
Except in the last fight, Kudo, you fucking sucked in that last fight.
いや、キュールは良い往路になれる
You
資
kind
質を
of
持っ
like
ている。
literally just got in the
兄
way.
の言葉が信じられるというのか。
兄上は私を買ってくださいますが、私自身は兄上の背中を追うのが精一杯。どんな国を作ればよいのかも
I mean,
まだ分からぬというのに。
this is a little country in the boonies. You don't need to really do much.
いやいや、迷うのは若さの特権じゃない。ひたすら迷い、悩んだ先に答えってのはあ
Yeah,
る
things are
もん
only
さ。
crazy right now because, you know, we're literally in a succession crisis.
なあお嬢、
But standard running this place is just hanging out and filing paperwork.
はい。
そんな悩み努力し続けるキュールをどう思う？
キューロですか？
With all eyes on her, Nakane seems suddenly wary. Still, she gives an indifferent answer.
どう思うもキュールは昔からそういう人なのです。今はともかく真面目に勉強すればいい往路になれるですよ。
って
Not much.
お嬢も言ってるじゃない。
猫根さん。
Nekane speaks as though this was something obvious, but Hugh seems absolutely touched, his eyes shining with unshed
良
tears.
き理解者に恵まれたなキュール。
兄上、ヤクトワルトさん。
しかしだ、国づくりってのは生涯の仕事。公私にわたって支える人がいた方がいいんじゃない？
公私にわたって。
Yeah,
まあ平た
someone
く
need
言
to
うとだ
bitch and
な。
moan about work too.
長年連れ添ってくれそうな女のあてはあるのかい？
お、
Predictably, Hugh reddens immediately.
そんな人いませんよ。
Coward. Despite his words, he darts a nervous look towards
い
Nekane.
つもわかりやすすぎだろキュールよ。
Fortunately, Nekane is also dense as a fucking brick.
本当か？候補はともかく、この人ならって人はいるんじゃない？ほら、例えばだ、そこにいる。
Alright, Nekane, how are you gonna shoot him down?
なんだキュール。キュールはお嫁さんが欲しいのか？
Yes, Shina.
それなら
We know.
シノノンがなってやるぞ。
Shinanon lashes onto Kyudu's leg, smiling brightly up at him.
シノノンがキュールのお嫁さんだぞ。
嫁？
Kyudu, alarmed by the sudden volunteering, looks to Jacques for help. Man, the siren's really loud outside tonight. You can probably hear it pretty good. It helps that it's nice and cold today, so the air's dense, so it can travel farther. I'm waiting for it to calm down a little bit, but he looks just as surprised. Jacques shakes his head slowly.
その、まあ、なんだ？俺が言えるのは、人一人に面と向かって返事も言えないようじゃ、
Yeah,
王は務まらないんじゃない？
grow a spine, dude.
え
Kyudu looks desperately to me.
兄上。
I'm with Jacques in this one, dude.
まあ確かにヤクトワルトの言うことには一理ある。将来国を背負う覚悟があるなら人一人の思いくらい背負ってみる。
しかし。
ダメなのか？
Let's not no, but also not yes. You know, let's just kind of put that off to later, okay? Shinanon stares upward innocently. As Kyudu meets her gaze, he looks completely lost.
いえ、ダメとかそういうのではなく。
じゃあいいんだな。
まあ少し考
Yeah.
えさせてください。
それでこそキュールだ。任せろ。シノノンは尽くす女だからな。
You do you, Shinanon.
いえ、ですからまだいいわけじゃ。
Kyudu desperately tries to correct her, but Shinanon, jumping around in joy, seems not to be concerned with him.
大丈夫だ、キュール。
Shackwold pats Kyudu's shoulders as if to cheer him up.
ヤクトワルトさん。
Yeah, Shinanon's a good kid. You'll be in good hands. Kyudu turns his hopeful gaze on Jacquald, waiting to be saved. However,
俺が言うのもなんだが、シノノンは器量よし、将来性は保証するから安心していいんじゃない？
ヤクトワルトさん。
まあ子供の言うことだし、娘がお父さんのお嫁さんになってあげるって言ってるようなもんだと思うな。
I glance over to Nekane.
なんです兄様。
She's like, yeah, I can see Shinon being a good fit for him. You know, she's really forward and direct and, like, about what she wants versus Kyudu, who's, like, real wishy-washy and flippy-floppy. Like, she'd definitely be able to lead him in the right direction. Noticing my gaze, Nekane questions
い
me.
や、猫根はこの縁談どう思う？
Oh, yeah, they're a good fit.
よかったと思うですよ。
Yeah. She beckons Shinanon over, patting her head affectionately.
お嬢、許せよ。求婚は断らない主義だからな。よかったですね。シノノンには幸せになってほしいですよ。
猫根さん。
もちろんだぞ。シノノンも父様と母様のような夫婦になるのだからな。
Just don't go too deep into that.
いやちょっと明けにしてやれよ猫根。 キュールがかわいそうだろ。
In contrast to Shinanon's joyful capering, Negane seems fairly apathetic towards it all. Kyudu sags dejectedly, her disinterest clear.
どうしたキュール、またポンポン痛くなったのか？
いえ、
キュールのポンポン痛いのは飛んで
I need to get on one of those microwavable heating pads. With that fierce reprimand, she rubs Kyudu's stomach gently.
はあ、どうもありがとうございます。
おお、早速女房らしいことしてるな。結構お似合いの二人なんじゃないの？
けー。キュールとシノ
Yep,
ノンは
good pairs.
お似合いだからな。
I actually don't like pears that much. I think I talked about it last episode, or one of the last episodes. Apples, you know, I have like a mild allergy to them. Same with pears, but with pears it's worse. Maybe it's just because I don't eat as much pears, so my body's not used to them, but ugh. I also don't really like the texture of pears. They're kind of like more crumbly than an apple. Apple's nice and crisp. But pears are kind of, not mushy. Mushy isn't the right word. But you know what I mean? There's like definitely a textural difference between like a good, you know, Honey Crisp or Fuji. Are they Fuji or Fiji? I think they're Fiji apples. I don't know. One of those. Like the nice, real crisp ones versus a pear. They're kind of like, a pear's almost gritty in comparison to texture. I don't know. I'm not a giant fan. Like, I'll eat them. If I'm gonna have a pear, I prefer a canned pear because they're nice and soft. Anyway, that's my opinion on fruit.
旦那、おかえりだ。
Sorry, what do you say, Shinan? Amidst this, Shinan and Kyudu somehow end up playing house?
ただいま。
今日も一日ご苦労様だ。
ああ、いえ、お構いなく。
どうする？お風呂にするか？ご飯にするか？それ
bath
と
would
も
be great.
私？
It's a little too early for you.
じ
That fruit
じゃ
ain't
あ
that fruit
ご
ain't
飯で
right.
キュール、空気読め。ここはシノノンというとこだ。
しののんちゃん、そういう会話はどこから覚えてくるんですか？
I don't know, probably Atui.
無水だぞキュール。女には星の数だけ秘密があるのだからな。
She gives him a bright, innocent look. Kyulu looks like he's aged several decades in the last couple minutes.
シノノンの嫁入りの日が来ようとは。抜かせるじゃない。真面目な男はしっかりした女房の尻に敷かれるって言うが、本当に。
Oh yeah, Kyulu's fucking whips.
いや、どこでそんな言葉を覚えてきたのか。
He's not even married yet and he's already
心配する方
whipped.
が先だろ。
ご飯の後はお風呂に入るぞ。
お風呂？
Mhm.
それでしたら。
Notice will,
背
plural?
中を流してやるからな。妻のたしなみだ。
Shinanan tugs insistently on Kyulu's hand, trying to pull him towards the bathing area.
本当に入るの？
どうした？女に恥をかかすのか？
Well, good thing there's no ladies here, there's just a little kid, so.
おいおい、俺の目の黒いうちは。
Yeah, you still have to deal with your pital fealty or whatever. Go hang out with your dad. Shackwell grabs Kyulu's shoulders firmly, stopping them. Kyulu exhales in relief.
だが、シノノンが嫁げる年になったら許す。
ヤクトワルトさん、すみません。もう勘弁してください。
Kyulu's scream rings throughout the estate. After a while, Shinanan releases Kyulu from her games, apparently tired of it. And only the three of us remain. Myself, Nekane, and Kyulu.
猫ねさん。
はい。何です？
先ほどのことなんですけど。
先ほどって何です？
Yeah,
何かあったで
it
す
was
か？
business as usual as far as she could tell.
いえ、うるさくしてしまって。
子供が元気なのはいいことなのです。 それにシノノンは可愛らしくていいと思うですよ。
I prefer when children are nice and quiet, though, and are just playing outside so I can sit inside and relax. I get so agitated when I go home. Like, it's not because they're not well behaved. Like, they're fine. They're acting as the way kids should act for, you know, kids aged like 4 through 12. And there's like half a dozen of them. But going into that environment from a place where there are just no kids, it's like, holy shit. It's like a madhouse. Like, you get agitated, like, your heart rate starts going up, you start getting twitchy. Like, oh, it's fucking terrible. It's one of the reasons I kind of avoid going home, not gonna lie. Or if I do, I'll sneak up to the lake house with my parents and not tell my sister that I'm going. Because otherwise, then she's got to bring her family up, and then it's like, oh, now it's her family trip. And it's like, oh, jeez. Kiryu slumps in defeat.
でもキユールがお妃様をめとるにしてももっと先のことなのです。それまでにもっともっと勉強すればいいのです。キユールが書を教えてほしいなら暇がある時にまた教えてあげるですよ。
Tidying up her papers and tools as she speaks, Nekane bows before moving to leave. Nekane's casual offer returns a bright smile to Kiryu's face.
これからもよろしくお願いします。
Though Nekane does not turn to face him, Kiryu replies with cheery politeness. They take one last look of him and shrug unconsciously? Subconsciously.
やれやれ。本人が幸せならいいか。
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Hmm? この声は
Oh, are we getting ready to go into a Kiryu arc? Or are we just happening to get a lot of Kiryu scenes here? Walking down the hall, I hear some shouting from the inner court. Curious, I follow the voice and...
まだこう動きがぎこちない感じがするな。
Yeah, you're swinging a sword?
もうちょっとこう滑らかな動きができるといいのだけれど。
一人で鍛錬に励むとは精が出るな、キュール。
兄上。
Noticing me, Kiryu hurriedly straightens up and bows deeply.
すみません、お騒がせして。
いや、むしろそれくらいでなければな。キュールの凛々しい立ち振る舞いは我が身も引き締まる。
そんな恐縮です。
But what were you doing? Kiryu looks down, a bit embarrassed.
キュールはこんなにもホシトルのことを慕っているんだな。自分はその思いに応えられているのか。
Yeah, I mean, it means he's gonna be real broken up when he finds out he's fucking dead.
自分ももっとそれにふさわしい貫禄や立ち振る舞いを身につけねばと思うが。
Whether in response to my contemplation or not, Kiryu timidly speaks up for a moment. He hesitates, apparently unsure of whether to complete his thought.
いい機会だ。ここで頼れる兄貴分っぽさを発揮しておくべきだな。
With this in mind, I ask him kindly.
どうした？悩み事でもあるのか？遠慮せずともよい。キュールとそれがしの間柄ではないか。何でも申してみよ
う。兄上。
Kiryu's face brightens, and after a moment more of hesitation, he answers with enthusiasm.
何でも良いのですか？
Sure, as long as it's not like weird.
ああ、一向に構わぬ。
では、私に稽古をつけてはくれませんか？
稽古だ。
はい、今一人稽古をしていたのですが、どうしてもうまくいかないところがあって。
It's like, oh shit, we've been kind of winging it, dude.
兄上は素手での戦い、都市においても名手であられましたね。私の都市も兄上の演舞を見て習い始めたものです。ですから兄上にご指導いただければと。
Panic sets in.
おいおい、無茶言うな。今だって戦う時は結構ギリギリなのに、オシトルの武芸なんて真似られるはず。
ダメですか？
No, it's fine. It's just, you see, The power imbalance is too great. You wouldn't be able to learn anything from fighting me. I'm just so far beyond you. You'd be better off fighting people more within your skill range.
この迷い子のような目は卑怯すぎる。そんな顔で見つめられたら断りづらいじゃないか。うん。まあ、見ることならできる
Yeah,
な。
no, just some pointers though. Instantly, Killer looks up, beaming happily.
ありがとうございます兄上。
笑顔が眩しい。しかし、まずいことになったぞ。都市の技と言うんだが、言うだけならなんとか
Ooh,
なるは
let's
ずだ。
try.
付け焼き場でもそれらしい助言はできる。
You probably read some shonen battle manga in your time. You know, just pull it from there.
それで、どこが気になっているのだ。
それがどうにも手の動きがぎこちなくて。
Elaborate.
手の動き。
はい。突き出す時の手のひねり具合というか。
Oh, that.
もう少し詳しく説明してもらえるか。
すみません。自分でもよく分かっていないせいか、うまく説明できなくて。
Show it.
そうか。ならば仕方があるまい。キュールよ。今一度稽古し直し。
In the meantime, we're gonna scramble to hit the books. Find like an MMA for dummies in a ruin and like brush up on it. Trying to end the conversation quickly, I attempt to make a quick exit. For a moment, Kyoto looks disappointed, but he quickly raises his voice.
待ってください兄上。説明はできないのですが、お手本を見せてもらえば、もしかしたらわかるかもしれません。
何？手本を見せろだって。こっちが見るって話じゃなかったのか。なんとか言いくるめねば。いや、そう言われてもな、キュール。それがしも曖昧な説明では何を見せればいいのかわからぬのだが。
Kyudo's response is a bit sheepish.
いえ、それなら問題ありません。今練習していたのはあれですから。
You know, that thing, the thing we do all the time. The thing you taught me that we go over all the time, you know that.
あれ？あれとは何だ？
ですから、兄上が以前見せてくれたあの都市の奥義じゃないですか。
奥義？
はい。あの流れるようなしなやかな動き、初めて見た時からずっと憧れていました。それで私もいつか習得したいと暇があればいつも稽古していたのです。ですが見たのはあの一度きりですから、今一度
Hold
見せ
on,
てはくれませんか？
let's knock on our akaruka and be like, hey, psst, like demon in my head, do you know what he's talking about?
奥義。奥義だな。
Yes, that.
またその目で、こうなりゃやけだ。しかしだな、奥義と言われても全然わからんぞ。
I glance at Kyudo, his eyes sparkling with anticipation.
期待されまくってるの。とりあえず先に手本を見せてもらおう。ではそれがしの演舞を見せる前に、キュールがどの程度の腕前か見せてはくれぬか。
Yes, you know, if we're gonna emphasize some finer points of it, we would like to see what you need particular work on.
私がですか？わかりました。あまりにも未熟でお見せするのは恥ずかしいのですが。
よしよし、これを見て真似すれば簡単だ。あとは適当に言い逃れよ。
Although sheepish at first, Kyudo adjusts his breathing, pulls his right hand back, and thrusts it forward aggressively.
確かこうやって相手の首を親指と人差し指と中指で粉砕するはずなんです。
Thumb, pointer, middle. Like a fucking throat rip?
なるほど、そんなもんか。言うほど難しくはないな。死ぬ気でやればできるかもしれない。
Nonchalantly, I step forward, ready to perform, but Kyudo continues.
兄上はこの攻撃を一瞬で5発放っていましたよね。
だと。
私もゆっくりとやる分にはできるのですが、それでは威力がありません。
Yeah.
手刀のただ一戦で相手の首を落とすのも難しいのに、 それを瞬きしている間に5連続とはさすが兄上です。
Indeed.
では兄上、支度が整いましたらいつでもどうぞ。
Alright, the trick is we just do it once and say we did it so fast you couldn't even see the other 4 times. Kyudu steps backwards unexpectedly.
5連続か。5連続。さすがにそれは無理だ。ここはどうやってごまかすべきか。
Yep.
威厳を失
See, he's on the same track as me.
キュールよ。
何でしょうか兄上。
その見せるのは構わぬが、あれは本気で人を殺めるため極めた技。そのためだけの技なのだ。故に相手がおらねばここで披露することはできぬ。
Kyudu jolts, startled.
そうですね。相手がいないとなれば本気は出せぬもの。これは失礼しました。
わかればよい。キュールが相手でもよいが、それがしの本気で怪我をさせるや
Oh
もしれ
god,
ぬ。
who's gonna show up? Atui Jacquald?
今代わりになる置物か何かをお持ちします。
え、
しばしお待ちください。
おい。おう、言ってしまった。まずいな。結局やる羽目になるのか。かといって何も言わずに逃げたらキュールの信頼が。とにかく素振りして形だけでも。
兄上、お持ちしました。
わあ、早いぞ。練習もなしかよ。
He said this. What did he grab? Kyudu returns in seconds, placing something down before me with a thud.
すみません。動かぬ的では物足りぬでしょうが。
これをどうしようと。
Standing before me is a life-size stone statue. It seems about as hard as one would expect.
さあ兄上、ご存分に。
Kyudu stares, fixated on me, determined not to miss even the smallest detail.
今さらできないとか言える雰囲気じゃないな。石像と対峙してるだけで手が砕けて具合が悪くなりそうだ。しかし
Just gotta no sell it, dude.
兄上、顔色が優れないようですが、どうかなさいましたか？
いや、気遣いは無用。今それがしは気を込めている。
Gathering his energy.
たとえ稽古でもそれがしは本気にならねばならぬのだ。キュール、お前のためにも。
兄上、
Yep, for you.
私のためにそこ
This
ま
one's
で。
for you, kid.
自分で自分を追い込んでしまった。大丈夫だ。自分だって実戦で少しは鍛えられたんだ。
Yeah. Enough to rip the throat out of stone statue.
許されない。
Preparing myself, inhaling slowly, I position my fingers just like Kyudu's example. In the tense atmosphere, Kyudu holds his breath.
よし、その目にとくと焼き付けよう。うっ、
兄上、
You whiff?
しまった。石像に突き指する恐怖に身がすくんで思わず狙いを外してしまった。
We were just getting our range is all. Kyudu stands dumbfounded by this turn of events.
慌てるな、慌てるな。それがしは押しとる、押しとる、押しとる。
Repeating it over and over in my head, I pull myself together and address Kyudu with a serious expression.
今のはそれがしの呼吸。そしてこの石像の呼吸が合わぬことを悟り、突きを入れる寸前で
Indeed,
腕を
yes.
反らしたんだ。
呼吸、石像のですか？
My cryptic declaration has him baffled.
そうだ、キュール。お前にはまだわからぬだろうが、木も水も石も神羅万象すべてに呼吸が存在する。
I mean, not entirely wrong.
それを肌より感じ取ることこそが真の非容に。
Like the flow, so to say.
互いの呼吸が合わされば、まるで木から熟した実が落ちるがごとく、触れただけで石像の首が落ちただろう。
Yeah, you know, you ever read fucking Phantom Blood from JoJo's?
だがほんの少し呼吸にズレが生じてしまった。
It's the ripple, dude.
それでは首は落ちぬ。この石像をもろとも砕いてしまったはずだ。
それではいけないのですか？
キュールよ。だからお前にはうまく技が使えぬのだ。これは技の鍛錬。決して石像を壊すのが目的ではあるまい。その断りに反した結果を良しとする心構えではいざという時に使えぬ。それをキュールに悟らせるため、それがしはわざと狙いを外したのだ。
Oh, we see, we see.
それにキュールよ、お前は果たして見ていたのか？
Not with your eyes, but your third eye.
と言いますと？
ここに立っていたのがお前ならば、それがしの右手が空を切った瞬間、勝利を確信して気を緩めたことだろう。だが、我が左手に気づいたか？
All right, all
左に
right.
込められし、
What's the
この
magic trick?
力に。
What's the
左手？
prestige?
あ、いえ、全く見ておりませんでした。
ならば次の瞬間、地に倒れていたのはキュール。隙をついて、左手から繰り出される必殺の一撃により、その胸は突き破られたはずだ。
I mean, not a bad thing to teach him in all honesty.
これぞ、
Getting tunnel vision's real bad.
二の腕。
そんな技が。
どうやら信じてくれたようだ。
Inwardly, I sigh in relief. There's no such technique, of course. My left hand was just flopping about, but it seems like my bluff worked out. But Kyuda remains awestruck.
兄上、ぜひその技も私に。
いや、これは文字通りそれがしの奥の手。出すと分かって構えられては効果が減じてし
Indeed,
ま
it
う。
is our final trump card. No one can know about it, even our closest
た
allies.
とえお前であっても見せろと言われて見せられるものではない。
ですが、
知りたければ体で感じ取るほかない。だがそれは命と引き換えになるやもしれぬ。それがしもこの技を習得する際、
兄上。
I stagger and clutch at my chest, grimacing in agony.
今では傷もすっかり塞がったが、あの時のことを思い出すと、その恐怖で真の像の古傷がな。何、大したことはない。しかしキュールよ、
All right,
も
good
しそ
bluffing,
の
good
覚悟
bluffing,
があ
dude.
るなら、それがしも本気で。
兄上が恐怖するほどの。
Kyuda shakes his head quickly, face ashen, paling at the thought of something that could inspire such fear and pain in Oshtor.
いえ、申し訳ありません。今の私では到底兄上の境地には至れません。兄上の技をこの程度の修練で習得しようなどという思い上がり、恥ずかしく思います。
Indeed, my dread technique, of course.
わかればよい。
I nod sagely at Kyudu's words.
だがキュールよ、決して前へ進むことまで諦めてはならぬ。いつかお前もそれがしの境地に至れるは
Yes,
ずだ。
after you two have watched a lot of Hong Kong cinema kung fu movies, you too can
相
master
手
these
から目を
techniques.
離さず、指先にまで神経を通わせ、ひたすら感覚を研ぎ澄ませる。大気を吸い、すべての呼吸を感じ取れ。さすれば、
A sharp sound, like slicing wind.
やった。とか、
ただ一撃で石像の首が。
The head of the stone statue rolls slowly, now on the floor. Trying my absolute best to appear unruffled, I spin some detached sounding excuse.
すまぬ。五連撃のつもりが気を高ぶらせすぎ、次の一手を出すまでもなかったようだ。それがしもまだ未熟か。
あ、いえ、ただ一撃でこのように石像が断ち切られるなんて
Yeah, damn, dude.
感服いたしました。
Like, for real?
今の呼吸をよく頭に刻み込んでおくのだ、キュール。
はい。
ところで、それがしは技を放って呼吸が乱れてしまった。
Yeah, don't look at us
呼吸
how
を整えるのに
we're
時
like
間が
going
かかる
pale
ゆ
and
え
starting to
す
sweat.
まぬが、 先に帰ってはくれないか。
そう
From
で
our
す
like
か。
3 stubbed
まだ
fingers.
非奥義について聞きたかったのですが、
Now they're bent at strange angles.
それは言葉ではなく感じなければならないのですね。
そうだ。
わかりました。兄上、お先に失礼します。
Kyudu bows deeply and leaves the area. I remain absolutely still, watching Kyudu fade into the shadows of the estate. No movement. And finally, when Kyudu can no longer be seen, I take a slow, calm breath and... Grasping my own right hand, I flop about the area, trying to deal with the incredible pain.
痛えよ後になって痛みが出てきた
Adjusting my breathing and standing firm, I ask her to look at my right hand.
まずくないか指がかつてない方向に折れ曲がってるぞ
And fingers break really easily.
もうまずい非常にまずい青白くなってきたし油汗も止まらんとりあえずこの指をなんとか
You really want someone else to do it for you. Even moving them a little hurts like hell. Every motion is like having them torn off. I writhe around on the ground in blind agony. I endure the incredible pain as I eventually manage to straighten out my bent fingers.
とりあえずどこかに添え木になりそうなものは転がってないかあとは転んだとかなんとか適当な言い訳して久遠に治療を
I should say it's a sparring accident. As I contemplate my options, rising from my spot, a pair of voices call out from the estate.
お、いたいた。
はい。行き違わなくてよかったですね。
この声大いに
Oh, don't ask for like a high five or handshake.
どうして二人が
They wanted to see your cool killer technique. I turn, seeing them heading this way from the inner estate. Somehow managing to suppress my discomfort, I hide my right hand behind my back, greeting them with every semblance of calm.
どうしたのだお前たちまでこんなところへ
いえ、先ほどキュールさんがやけに蒸気したご様子だったので、気になって話を伺ったのですが、実に興味深い話でしたので。
まさか
聞けば、キュールに都市の非容疑を見せたというじゃない
Yeah, punch the head off a fucking stone statue. That's crazy, dude.
武芸をたしなんでいるもんからすれば、非容疑と聞いて落ち着いていられないね。
それで、僕たちにも見せてはもらえないかと思いまし
I
た。
have to take a rain check on that one, bud.
おいこれ何言ってんだお前はさすがにこの手の状態でもう一回なんて不可能だぞなんとかことを
Yeah, next time it's gonna turn to fucking hamburger meat.
キュールがどう言ったかは知らぬが大したものではないあれはほんの仁義に過ぎぬお前たちに見せるほどのものではない
I try to gently refuse, but it only seems to make them latch on even harder.
そりゃ旦那は達人だからそういうわけで。
僕もキュールさんの様子からは相当な技と感じました。この目で確かめぬことには何とも言えませんね。
しかしあれは日に何度も使えるわけではないのだできれば日を改めても
Yes,
ら
we
いたい
need at least a month to regain our chi.
そうなのかい
ああそれがしも残念だ
Relief washes over me. It seems like I talked my way out of it. Then Ogi says something odd, looking thoughtful.
はあ、噂に聞くあの技に匹敵するものかと期待していたのですが。
あの技
おや、ヤクトワルトさんはご存知ないのですか？
Alright, let's hear it, Ogi. What we
キュ
got?
ールさんに見せたのは月の奥義だったようですが、オシトルさんには足技の奥義もあるそうですよ。
まさか
Oh, yeah, he
わざ
is.
とかわざと言ってるのか
Yep, stirring the pot.
聞くところによれば、三日月さんとの手合わせで偶然生み出された必殺技だとか。
必殺技それは心くすぐられる響きじゃない
あの三日月さんでさえ、初めて食らった時は何が起こったのか分からず、地面に膝をついたのだとか。
なんだって初見とはいえそこまでとは
待てオシトルのやつめ一
お
体どんだけすごかったんだよしかしこの話の流れまずいぞ
こうなると次は
Yep, kick that statue, dude.
そうです。オシトルさん、代わりにその技を見せてはもらえませんか？
Yeah, you know, uses your legs instead of your hands.
やっぱりか。
そうだな。手は疲れてるかもしれねえが、足なら大丈夫じゃない？
いやしかし
まずいまずいぞ。話がまた変な方向に転がってやがる。早く話題をそらさないと。
一体どこで聞いたのかは知らぬが、その技も大したものではないのだ。
そうなのかい？
そうだ。
All right, what's your excuse
実
gonna
に
be for
大
this
した
one?
ものではない。
Explain it. Weave us a tale.
確かにそうなのかもしれませんね。
よし。
これで二人とも納得
What?
し
How about this third thing? Once again, a wave of relief, and once again, Ogi erases it instantly with a casual remark.
きっと僕たちに技を見られるのが困るのですよ。
見られて困る。そいつはどういうことだい？
おそらくは手品みたいな技なんですよ。ほ
Ah,
ら、見せてしまうと種や仕掛けが分かってすぐ使えなくなる
once you know to
感じ。
look for it, you know, it can't be used anymore.
なるほどね。三日月との試合で有効だったことが誇張されただけで、実は大した技ではなかったと。
Yeah, we just kicked him in the dick.
やれやれ。噂話というのも当てにならないものですね。
となると、キュールに見せた技も実はがっかりじゃない。
Nope. Both of them let out a great sigh.
待て待て待て。自分自身がそういうハッタリ野郎というのは否定しないが、オシトルまでそう思われるのはまずい。そんな話がキュールの耳にでも入ったら、たとえ噂話でも心を傷つけかねないぞ。かといってそれを否定するためにさらに言い訳を重ねるのも余計に嘘くさい。やるしかないか。
二人とも下がれ。
All right. I step forward, taking a low stance, carefully positioning myself.
オシトルさん？
もしかして見せてくれるのかい？
これはめったに使えぬ技。ここでしか見せられぬ。他言無用。無論キュールにもな。
おお、必殺技っぽいじゃない。
それにあの表情。自分を追い込んでいる気配をひしひしと感じます。これ
Yes,
は
indeed.
大技ですね。
Let's see it play out.
勝手なこと。文句を言いたいが今は考えるな。技にだけ集中しろ。さっきだってなんとかなったんだ。今度だってなんとかなるだろう。多分。しかし
Yeah, that probably is carrying a lot of weight right there.
指が痛すぎてそれどころじゃない。ああ。指がじんじん痛むし頭の中もガンガンして何がなんだか。
That's the shock, dude.
ダメだ。足技とかとても無理だ。こんな状態では気合を入れようと拳を握りしめただけで痛すぎて死ぬ。絶
Yeah,
対
yeah,
に死ぬ。
and the flop will like throw your kick in a weird direction. They'll be like, whoa, that was crazy.
どうすればどうすればどうすればせめて拳が握れれば。
I become one with the fist. For a moment, every thought of my body is focused on the idea of the fist itself.
鬼様、こんなところにいたですか。
At the sudden exclamation, I tighten my grip instinctively. Pain explodes through my brain. But some kind of pain-fueled energy shoots through my body like lightning.
あれは
まさか。見たかい今の。
Nope.
いえ、僕の目ではとても捉えきれませんでした。
あんな蹴りを出されたらかわしきれないじゃない。受け止めてもあの無数に襲いかかる蹴りの連続じゃ。
Wait, you do like a Chun-Li kick?
まさに流星のようでした。
What, you do like an Evo moment? You'd have to be Ken to block all those.
さすがですね、オシトルさん。先ほどは手品のような技などと失礼なことを言ってしまい申し訳ありません。
見ていただけなのにこっちの震えが止まらないじゃない。確かにこいつは 興味本位で見るもんじゃないね。
Yeah, that's crazy. It's almost like a normal person's feet would shatter into pieces from the impact.
はい。それにこの殺気。技を放った後だというのに、まだこのピリピリした空気。僕ならこの殺気だけで降参しますね。
まずいね。これは迂闊に触れられないじゃない。
ここまで自分を追い込まなければ使えない技なのでしょうね。
こいつはそっとしておいた方がいいんじゃ
Yeah,
ない
do or die. And now that he's done, he must die.
ええ、あまり刺激しないようにしましょう。迂闊に間合いに入れば
Yes, he's
蹴り殺され
reverting
てし
to
ま
a
い
feral
ます。
state,
じゃあお嬢
trading his humanity for raw, like bestial power.
は
では、
二人は一体何を言ってるのですか？
At least it's Nekane, so you can like cry and throw up on yourself about how much it hurts, and she'll understand.
兄様？兄様？
Uncertain of how to respond to my silence, Nekane gently prods me at that moment.
兄様？
A howl of pain rips out of me, and I flop to the ground.
急に声をかけられ思わず手を握りしめたの。死ぬほど痛すぎる。そのせいで反射的に飛び上がって足をジタバタさせたが、痛みでも。
Alright, good bit. That was fun. Oh, he's gonna throw up.
兄様？
Nope, just pass out.
兄様？兄様？
Ended up stuck in bed for 3 days and 3 nights with a fever. Fortunately, word spread that I exhausted my body from unleashing my secret techniques so many times. And after that, nobody asked to see my techniques ever again. Easy win. But with that, ladies, ladies and gentlemen, is where we will conclude today. After our little interim, fun side tangents before we progress to the next story chapter. Because it says progress story. And, well, there wasn't really too much story there, except for completing the bath. So, with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and check out the Discord link in the description down below and become a member today. And I will see you all next time for the next episode of Utawarerumono, Mask of Truth, where we will continue on the story. And I might actually go through and do some training, because I noticed for a couple of the characters, I'm actually pretty close to getting additional equipment slots for some of them. Well, not super close, but some of them I'm like right there, and some of them definitely need it. Like the ones with only 2 slots could desperately need, like, I only have one slot. Someone like Duduti, if I could get her another one, do some of these free battles and unlock additional whatchamacallit drops, that'd be cool. Because, well, I've already obtained the 3 from there. There's some of them, yeah, you can get additionals by like rerunning them. Some of them don't seem that very good. Like, it's just like, yeah, you can get a guard, anti-stupefy, soaring heart, like an extra jump, whatever. But then there are some others, like stealth. Well, I can't get stealth again. But yeah, there's like a couple bonus ones that I haven't gotten yet, which I'm kind of interested in. And also some of them just like, it looks like, it says 100%, but apparently it didn't drop last time, Indomitability. So, I'll probably run through those. I'll probably run through some of our Munachika trials that we still need to do. Like, what stuff do I have unlocked in here? What's that, zone of control? No, wait. Use your skills. Give a number of turns to pass. The ally takes damage. Okay. Destroy all targets. Yeah, there's a couple new ones I can do. So, I'll mess with that, get all the little rewards that I can, and, maybe level up, farm some BP, and get our units all ready to go. So, I already said my outro bit, so I will leave you guys all to have a good night. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.